I told the church that
what you was going through.
what was going through, and they called, but this is pre-COVID. They could have came. So I looked at that.
It opened your eyes a little.
It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes. It opened my eyes. I still love them. I love all of them dearly.
But it was a lesson to be learned.
But it was a lesson that you have to take time for yourself. You have to pour into yourself.
And remember who you poured into.
Yeah.
And when you needed the pouring.
Yeah. And they called. The calls are wonderful. And then, I love, Lorianne, she did come. She came and brought me soup and this thing because I'm like, I'm down. And James too, Minister Felton. He came through and he constantly checks on me to this day. They came in and checked on me, but I was down. That's a big 7 hours. I was down. And I never had surgery. I never spent the night in the hospital, nothing, ever. So to have this huge
surgery,
surgery, and I'm like, whoa. So at that point, I had to grapple with everything. And I sat down from the church for a year. A year.
Did you have a conversation with them?
No. They, I did have a conversation with the pastor. And he said, take as long as you need. Take as long as you need. Because not only that, you don't feel the same. Like, it takes longer than you think.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Well, I know anything in that general area. A cough, a sneeze.
I was like, the nerve endings, like, coming back from a major surgery, like, I could feel it just was weird. So I wasn't normal.
And
I was
simple
fatigued.
Things as, I want to turn in the bed, and you're like,
what?
Yeah.
Oh. And then after you start feeling well, the minute I would do too much, I'm back down for 2 days. Like,
it's a slow crawl.
It was
back.
a slow crawl back. So it took a while to heal properly. And then, after your 6 weeks, they're ready for you to come back to work. And then I'm like, come back to work. And then they're like, oh, you can do all that. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I can't work like this no more. And that's when I was like, I have to start making changes where I'm not killing myself 4 times a year. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to stop auditing hedge funds too hard and maybe do some compliance work, which has a more softer or better work-life balance. And then I started really thinking about, the interior design and started doing something that I love.
Full circle.
The
turn around to one of the things I love is that whichever avenue you go down to make that change, make that next step up, you never let go of what's in one hand while you're trying to get the other. So I know we spoke briefly about interior design.
Yes.
And I know when you mentioned it to me, I was like, oh, I know she has good taste. That's going to be good. And then I walk in here today, right? And I'm not expecting anything halfway. It's think. It's going to be good. And sometimes, how somebody tells you, oh my God, when you taste this, or better yet, when you see this movie, girl, you're going to love it. But what you love and how they're telling you is
something different.
So now you went in there expecting grandeur, and you're like,
it was okay.
It was
okay.
They did well, but it didn't. So I came in knowing it's going to be good. This is Tink. Where do I start? I'm going to go to the kitchen because every time I turn around,
you saw something.
There's a detail in this corner. And I'm like, oh, wow. And then I see the cabinets and I'm loving the gold accent hardware, right? So I'm like, I wouldn't think gray and gold. You really wouldn't think, everybody's think gray and silver, not gray and gold. And I'm like, wait a minute. And it's not gold. It's not like brushed metal. It looks like crushed gold.
Yeah,
like
it's like
gold.
Hammered.
Right.
Hammered metal.
And so then I go to put my notes down.
And you look
and
up.
I look up. And then the backsplash is this beautiful pattern. But then it's not grout. It's that same hammered gold in the and it's not. It's out. I'm gonna take pictures and I'll post it. It's beautiful.
It's subtle.
It's very, very light, but you see where the pattern. It's not just unintentional.
Right.
And
I designed that kitchen. I just redid my kitchen, and I'll have before and afters on Nalaja Interiors.
And we'll put that up so you can follow her.
But I the way I design, I take a focal point and design around it. And it was a backsplash. Was it? Yeah. So it already had that. It had that gold line in there. So where's the grout? The grout is there. But I picked the grout. I'm going to go back because I can't see the grout. The grout I picked. It's the same color as the tile. Yes. So you can't see it. Purposefully. So I'll tell you what, now that you're saying that, what I thought was. The gold was grout. Right. I thought the grout was there and then you went over with something and put. I'll get you a close up. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So, and when I say detail, you go to everybody's home, they have a bar. No. Not Tink. Tink has the Madame Mademoiselle of bars. It's like the girl fabulous bar. And it's like, you like, bling, and you don't want to open anything. You just want to look at it. And then the colors are flowing. Right. And color, the pretty bottles. And I don't know if you can hear this. Just listen. So you see this wall back here? Like I fell in love with. Not only that, so I came and there was several different areas that we could do the shoot from, right? Yeah. So I just want to show, this is suede. Suede. I had a vision in a dream that I wanted to put suede on the wall. And I wanted it in a teal green. But you know how hard it is to find a good teal green suede? I have so many other swatches. I can show you that I ordered and I'm like, this is not, it's not the right suede, not the right suede. But listen to this. Listen. Panels. So I'm thinking, these are I was just, because I was taken aback when I came in. So I'm like, oh my God, you had these special orders? These are really nice. And she's like, no, these are panels. I painted them. Yeah, I painted them. So I'm just like, she painted them, meaning special order. No. So I'm trying to get, I was like, oh, you special ordered? And she's like, no, I painted them. So you can't see the break, but they're like panels. They're panels. And they're put together like a puzzle. And then it's like, I don't know. I'm hoping when it airs that they can really see this. Right. But it's like the 3-dimensional. Yeah. It's really nice. I fell in love. And what I did is I designed off of the panel. And these are bamboo. So bamboo is like a very hard egg carton. So it absorbs. So it absorbs paint very well. And you can paint these in any other color. But that I wanted a focal wall in here. And I was like, this is the way to do it. And then I was like, I can put suede with that. But it was finding the right suede that matches everything else with the couch and stuff, like, what's going on. And it's just little so I know it was in you and it's something you want. What made you say, I'm going full steam with this? I'm going to do it. Well, it started while I was with the surgery. Like I had started, but I was like, I don't feel like I have all the tools. And that's where I'm going with the Nikki Choos and flying, when I was able to fly and go in that was after the surgery. And I've been researching, but then I was like, let me try it on my home first. My home first. So now I know what to recreate for a client, should they want, because I can do this in any other color now. But then it's like the pandemic hit. And everybody's sitting here. Now I'm working from home. So I'm looking around. That's why I changed my kitchen. Because I'm sitting there at the dining room table looking at the kitchen. I'm like, this kitchen is dated. It's dated. It needs a refresh. I go with, one of my other chicas. She moved and she's like, help me look for some backsplash. I fell in love with the backsplash, and then I changed it. So now I know what to do because I've done it with my own home. So it's trial and error. So once you have all this in your back pocket, not only is it expanding my portfolio, but it's invigorating the creative juices again. And once I started doing it, because I'm not traveling, so I could put some money into my home and do it. This I've had for almost 2 years now. But the kitchen, I was like, all right, doing that. And then one of my girlfriends, she's a mutual friend of all the Chica Village. She calls me. She came here. She was talking because she was like, I think you need to do a coffee table book. And I'm like, I'm not ready. And I was like, I have my girl, Farah, that I love. I have a coffee table book. She's so dope. We'll plug her too. She's Lebanese. And she was like, you can do it. She comes here. She was like, oh, you have to do it. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm doing all that. She calls me back on it, and she was like, oh, I have a client for you up in Connecticut. Would you go up to Connecticut? Sure. She was like, she needs you to do her whole place. What?
She threw you in the pool.
In the pool, the deep end. And, she's a motivational speaker. She listened to Cross. And she was like, I need you to do everything. I just, here's my I like this. Run with it. Here's the budget. Her whole entire place came out fabulous. That's when I was like, okay, you can really do this. You can really,
Did you
really
second guess yourself during that project, during
no.
the thought of doing it?
No, not one bit. Because once I gathered what she liked, it's easy for me. It's easy.
And in doing something like that, right, this is what I like, these are my colors, this is the room, this is the feel I'm looking for.
Yep, I got it.
Do you have to be babysat each step?
No.
Or do you get swatches approved?
I get swatches, and I do, and I'm going to start posting. I wanted to start posting after this, but I do, some I can do 3D, 2D, but I actually do a virtual board where they can actually see the selections that I'm putting with the swatch colors and that, and the items that I am selecting, and I place them so they can see it and get a visual. This is what the room is going to look with the pieces kind of in it, and or these are the selections that you've actually picked and how we're going to place them all together, and I have them approve those. And then we start purchasing, and then we do installs.
What do you think for you, if you have one? I know some designers have certain rooms that are their specialty. Not so much a room. What is your signature, Mark?
I think my signature, my whole motto is, if your home is not becoming of you, you should be coming to me.
I like that.
Because it's not becoming to you, you can be coming to me. Because what I do is I tap into your style. I have my own style. I necessarily won't do this for everyone because this is not everybody's style. But, with my aunt, my second mom, Barbara, before, she's passed on too. She had cancer too. But I did her whole house in Charlotte. Her whole house. Now, when I did this recent client in Connecticut, I did her whole house, but my aunt's was a whole 5-bedroom house.
Have you done a home with children?
Yeah, this client in Connecticut. Okay. She has kids. Her youngest is 10. Her other daughter, she wanted a little Afrocentric, but with a little twist. And I'm always like, I design, what's your favorite color? With the kids, what's your favorite color? And I'll design for that. give me that. And they told me blues. The boys told me blues. They wanted nautical. I do nautical for them.
It's not just a beautiful home. You can go into people's homes and it's a nice home. I've gone to people's homes that they just moved in, and you're like, this is nice, but it's the detail. Yeah. How do they say now? It's the detail for me.
Yeah.
It's really comfortable. Some people's homes have stuff, and then you feel like you just have to sit like this.
Nah, you can move
It's
around.
nice, but it's just really nice.
You can move around. You can move around.
So we'll take some pictures, and I will put those up. For someone who wants to venture out, a last word, share with them.
And I'm in the process, I'm still researching. I'm still, because I'm coming out with a bedding line that is both masculine and feminine. Because what I'm learning is that men like to make their beds too. They may not have to have 15,000 pillows.
You got a lot of pillows.
I got a lot of pillows, but that's me.
And it looks beautiful.
But I have seen, I have gone to, even my neighbors here, because we, when we did do mostly, we would go in there and they got bathrooms upstairs. They got nice bedding and stuff too. So, the men, I'm finding that they like to have
nice stuff,
a nice comforter and stuff too. So, but my thing, I like a little texture. I like skins. I like, so everything will be full, because I do know that people have to wash these comforter, put them in the dry cleaner, so nothing will be real. So I'm really researching that in detail, but I like a well-made bed. I like a well-made bed. I like when I go to sleep at night, I like to go into when my bed is made. That's just me. I like a well-made bed. So looking at bedding, and then expand from there wherever the good Lord wants to push me towards. That's where, but the first thing will be bedding, and then I just love home. So I would say believe in yourself and follow what you like. If it's something that speaks to you or that you find very easily, I love home decor. I love home decor.
In here.
It's in here.
Right.
I've always have a love for fashion. Fashion and home decor are very hand in hand. Whatever you see is a new it color, you will see it in pillows and this and throws and vases and stuff like that. They're very much hand in hand. So I build off of that. If it's something that speaks to me in clothes, it's going to speak to me in home decor. So that's what makes it very easy and effortless for me.
Follow what you believe in and do the work. Do the work and the payback will come to you. Thank you for inviting me into your home, your beautiful home, my sister friend.
For years.
Thank you for sharing your story because I'm learning. I couldn't imagine being successful after that.
Young experience in that.
Right.
So young.
And there's people who have lost people at a young age.
And they just went a whole nother route.
Right. And there's someone that's going through it now, and I want you to see your outcome can be positive and beautiful. Positive. Just don't stop. Don't stop. Believe in yourself and push through the pain. I'm Kimberly Newton-Nichols. This is Something's Coming Up. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Something's Coming Up. On YouTube, Something's Coming Up. And official Something's Coming Up on Instagram. Follow, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for staying with us. See you soon.